Good evening to you on this beautiful Sunday evening. The weather was glorious today. Well, it was actually glorious yesterday as well. Really enjoyed it today. We went for a very long bike ride with Lucy, but I'll tell you all about that later. So, we're going to be playing with these beautiful beads today. These beautiful freshwater pearls. Some of the colors are slightly different sizes, but we'll get around it. Oh, hold on. I have muted myself. There we go, loop back. That's gone. Okay, cool. So we're going to be playing with these beautiful freshwater pearls today. They have got two holes on them, so I'm going to show you just in a second how the two holes are going together. Just waiting for everybody to come in and turn up so we can bead together. I'm going to put some hand cream on my hands. My hands are so dry. How has everybody been? How has your week been? What you've been doing? Do let me know. Send me a picture so I can show it off to everybody. And just gonna have a good time tonight with these. So I'm not sure what beads we're gonna use with these. We might use crystals, pearls, seed beads. I've got a whole lot behind me, so I can always go in and grab all sorts of different things. I just really love these pearls. I haven't seen them. Like, this one is from a buying trip about 4 years ago. 2019, I think I got them. And I haven't really seen freshwater pearls like this before, where you have got two holes going in across inside the pearl. So we can use it we can use it like a diamante. We can use it in all sorts of different ways. So let me just share the link on here, and then we can get started quickly. There we go. I'm so late. So while I'm gonna share this link on here on Facebook, I am just live. There we go. So today we went and did a 17k bike ride with Lucy. I haven't done this long bike ride a very, very long time. So got like we drove all the way from here all the way to Clacton and back. We did have a cheeky stop, and we had some lunch. Then we got back, and I was pottering about a little bit, doing bits and pieces, and I just got a little tired and just thought, oh, I'm just gonna sit on the sofa for a sec. The next thing I know, it was like 6:40. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to get I'm gonna have to get ready for live very, very quickly. So I had to go and brush my hair and slap something on my face very quickly. But hey ho, we are here. We are gonna start beading. Right, so let me just quickly say hello. Just move these windows out of the way and we can get started. Good evening, Dean, nice to see you here. Barbara, good evening. I finally made it early, bless you. Good evening, Shirley. I do have a couple of announcements, slightly changing some times for the summer. Good evening, Trish. Good evening, Mina. Good evening, Diane. We've met Simon and Christopher Natalie today at the Bead Fair. Good evening, Celia. She's been making me a bracelets. I do love that pattern. Hi, Teresa, Sheila. Isla is saying, love, love, love the pearls. They are really beautiful. Hi, everyone. Lucy is saying, are the shared handmade group cool? Mina is saying, I had kits in pink and steel for me a bracelet and made a few today. That's good. I love that stitch. Good evening, Helen. Ruth is here. Good evening. Right, let me turn you down and show you these beautiful beads. So some of these came on as a strand and some of them came on as a bracelet. So we're going to cut the bracelet up and we're going to give it a whole new life. Right, so let me change. There we go. Move it down. So these pearls have got two holes on them. So one hole is going that way. Actually, I'm gonna cut this down and then we're gonna start making with it. Lucy just bought a drink in for me. Let me just open this because I need to keep on drinking. Right. So let's just cut this one up. So I got 3 different ones on here. There is so many pieces of beads on there, so we're going to be able to make quite a bit with it. I really want to do something where we are kind of like right angle weave through it, because you know, right angle weave is quite nice and easy, and I think it will be really good. So we're going to work out a pattern with it. I really would like to use this as on top of something. I think it would look really nice on top of like a Hugs and Kisses bracelet, maybe crystal bicons underneath. So we could do all sorts of different things. So I'm just going to cut this one up first, and I'm going to get rid of the little beads, because I just want to use the pearls, and I'm going to grab a couple of these are on elastic, but I'm just going to pull it out. I'm going to grab a couple of let's cut it further up as well, needles, and I'll show you the holes on them. Good evening, Misha. Good evening, Mandy. Oh, Mandy's saying she met Simon and Christopher today as well. Hi, Joe. Happy Sunday, everyone. Absolutely. Happy Sunday. Right, so as like Joe just said, Sunday just reminded me I do need to. I got a couple of announcements to make. So from June, you know, usually I haven't changed for the last 6 months, but you do usually change schedules like with the seasons. And for the summer time, I'm gonna move the creation station to Wednesday night if everybody's all right with that. Purely because like loads of us like out and about, and you know, you got family programs and all sorts of different things are going on, and I'm just thinking bang right in the middle of the week perhaps would be a better time to do it. We would still do it at the same time. It would be 7 p.m. It would be on Wednesday night, and from September then we will resume to the Sunday, or we will see what we do. If we enjoy the Wednesdays, then we can, let me just get rid of the spacer beads. If you enjoy the Wednesdays, then we can stay with the Wednesdays, but let me know. Can you let me know in the chat if you would be happy for me to move this Sunday night to Wednesday on for the summer? So I'm just going to pick up this pearl. So one hole is going that way. And actually, I'm not sure if I will be able to... Yeah, I can stick that needle on it as well. So the hole is crossing over in there. So we got so many different opportunities. Now, there are some check cabochons. I think we've worked with them before. The hole on them is parallel. But this one, what exciting about is the hole is actually crossing over in the pearl. So I think it will be good to... We've got so many different options. So what shall we start first? I'm just very quickly gonna grab there's 2 different things we could do there. There's so many different ways, but the easiest way to stitch them up, I think, if you use some 3mm crystals in between. So let's do one which is very, very simple, and then we're gonna come back and do something a little bit more. Ruthie's saying Wednesday night sounds good. Lucy's saying Wednesday night sounds good for me. Isla's saying Wednesday is fine. Cool. All right then. So the Wednesday night is then. So for next weekend, I'm still here on Sunday, and the week after I'm back on Wednesday as well. So kind of gonna have 2. I'm getting quite a bit organized with this, and I'm just gonna grab some crystals, and I'm gonna go like trying to get the weeks organized as far as I can. Do I want a 3mm or do I want a 4mm? Let's have a look. Will the 4mm be too big? I think it needs a slightly smaller one. Let's do a slightly smaller one, and maybe a more of a that shade with it. So I think that would look quite good. Or I have this one. Which one do we like better, this color or this color? So one of them is more of a sandy color, and the other one is more of an amber color. Are we adding the sandy or amber color with it? Both of the colors are kind of in the pearls themselves. I like the sandy better, to be honest. It's more of a cooler color. But do let me know which one do you like. Sandy color or more of the amber color to use with the pearls. Voila, grab some thread and then we can start threading this up. So I'm going to use either a white thread. I think I'm going to use white thread with it, yes. Joyce saying, Wednesday night would be great, creation day. I'm more like to be able to make that Sundays. Yes, so that's why I thought that for Sandy, Amber, Sandy, Wednesday night is okay for Lena, Wednesday night is good for Diane. Wednesday night is fine. Yeah, that's my thought, because like summer coming up, we're all doing loads. Well, I'm probably not, but a lot of people's doing like family things and barbecues and what's not on Sunday. So for the summer, let's just move it to Wednesday and then we will see how we go. Amber color, but Amber is my favorite. I like saying Sandy, Amber, Sandy, Amber, Amber, Sandy. So we got Sandy, Amber, Amber, Sandy, Amber, Sandy, Amber. So we got 4 ambers. So we're going to go with amber. Sheila's saying Wednesday is fine for me as well. It will be like a midweek treat then. Okay, so I'm going to very quickly, and actually I'm going to grab a little, I think I'm going to use just a little magnetic clasp with this, and I'm going to start by the magnetic clasp. So what I really want to do with this beautiful pearl, so you got so much on the bracelet, so you can probably get quite a few out of this. But what I just want to do, because the holes going in such a nice way, they will give us a nice little curve in between the pearls. So we're just going to add 3 crystals. Going to do a very simple design here. 3 crystals in between every one of those pearls. But it's gonna. But once you pull it together, you will see they will sit. They will sit nicely. So actually, I can. I'll grab the tray so it's here. But we can add it on at the end. We can add it on that. So what we're going to have to be careful here is how we're picking up the pearls and how the holes are in them, because obviously they're crossing over. So if I'm going to start with a, no, let's add the end on, because that will give us the starting point. And actually I'm going to use one of these colors on it because of the amber color crystals. I think that might go nice with it, or I think the gold is too gold, or rhodium. Let's go rhodium maybe, because that will be good with the pearl. So as I'm coming out of here, I'm gonna pick up 1, 2, 3 crystals, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more so you can see it better. I picked up 3 crystals. I'm gonna go through the loop on the clasp. Then pick up another 3 crystals. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to come back on the pearl, just like that. So we're going to have, and because of the way it's had the whole setting, I think this section is going to be slightly curvy as we go along. So there is a back and a front to this pearl, so we always need to make sure that we're kind of picking them up in the right way. But very easily you can sort of identify that, because if I put this down here and I go through the hole, then I can see which hole I want to go through. I want to go through that one. And then when I will be coming back, I will be going through the other hole. So when we're picking these up, we're going to be going side from side. I need more crystals. I like to use like uneven numbers. If I'm just doing a simple bracelet and I have got a feature of beads, which we got the pearls here, I like to use an uneven number of crystals in between. So the next one, because the holes are crossing over, we're going to come from the other side. So I need to go through from this way. and then I will be crossing back. And once we get to the other end, obviously this will change over, because I just got caught with the tail, because then we're going to be coming back on ourselves. So I'm very quickly just going to pick up my pattern. I'm probably only going to use maybe 8 or 10 of these freshwater frills for a simple bracelet like this. And because you got so much on that bracelet we just cut up, it's going to be enough for a lot. Right, have I gone the right way? No, I think I need to come to the other hole. Yeah, because that's the back of it. Hold on, back up one. So this one is on the right side. This one is going to the left side. This one's going to go back from the right side. Any 2-hole beads, this is what you have to be looking at for the which side you're going through. So this one is going to have to sit like that. So actually this is the hole I need to go through. Any 2-hole beads, always just put it down. I'm just going to take my jumper off. Any 2-hole beads, always put it down on your mat, because you don't want it to twist over. So it's an easy way to find where you are and where you need to be. 1, 2, 3. Now, while I'm doing this, let me know in the chat if you have got any of these pearls. So this one is right, left, right. We're crossing over there. So the next one I'm picking up is have to go from the left to right, which is right. I picked it up right. Actually, right to left. I don't know my right to left sometimes. I mix them up. Tell me, like anybody's out there is the same, mixing the lefts and the rights up. Just got a little knot. So let me know who's got the pearls. So, and what are you experimenting with it? Now, instead of the crystals, I could have used like size 8 seed beads. I could have used pearls. I could have used any other bead really. Because they're going to be 2 rows. So for me, like when I do something simple like this, I kind of, the pearls are about 6-7 millimeter in size. 7, some of them are 6. If I'm using 2 rows, I don't want the 2 rows to overpower my design. So I kind of like add the numbers up. So the 3 millimeter crystals, I got myself into the right pickle in here. The 3 millimeter crystals, obviously, if I add them up, they are, they are 6 millimeter together. So I want them to be smaller than the pearl themselves, because I want really the focal point of my bracelet to be the pearls. But there we go, undone it. Panic over, thread it straight. I just unreel this, untwist it, because it was twisted, and that's why, can you see it spinning around? That's why it is getting knotted. One more time. Let it untwist. Joe's saying, how's your pinky nail? My pinky nail is very good. It's all fixed. They managed to fix it, so it's all good. I'm quite happy about that. Because any of you who don't know, I have unfortunately had a bit of an accident with my little nail back in February, and it took a very long time to grow down. But hey ho, it's all grown down now, so that's good. Let's pop these pearls on the side here so I can see them better. Right, this one is going from right to left, so this one has to come from left to right. That's right. And we're gonna keep going, just adding 3 crystals, then picking up a pearl. Yep. And then 3 crystals again. 1, 2, 3, all the way down. So I like my bracelets about 8 inches. Obviously, with the crossing over, this one's going to be left to right, so this one's going right to left. Yeah. With because you're going to be crossing over, it might make it slightly smaller, but I think we will be fine. Right to left. And then I think I need 2 more sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I need 2 more sections. And that's going to be kind of my size. Just by the look of it. I haven't measured it. But sometimes when you're making, like after making so many bracelets, you can just look at like what you're doing. You can just look at what you're doing and then it's kind of the right size. I have got, on this here, I do have, so this one so far, now actually I might only need, if I add 2 it might be too big. Look, let me zoom out so you can see that. So this one with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pearls, I'm already at 7 inches. So I'm going to go and add 1 more on the clasp to make it about 8 inches. So because I do like my bracelet just a tiny bit more, you know, just a little bit looser. So last pearl, and then we're going to start coming back on our stuff. So something like this is really quick to make, and I do really like it because we're only using a couple of materials. Sometimes less is more. Let me just pop these down. So I added the last pearl, and then I'm going to take 3 crystals, other side of the clasp. Then I'm going to start coming back on myself, and we're going to have to pay attention that our pearls do not twist. So 3 crystals, and then I'm going to be coming back on the pearl. I mean, because they're freshwater pearls and like they're drilled by hand, so they're going to be, you're going to find that you have got, like, you know, some of them a hole is going to be a little bit wonkier than the other side, and some of them is going to be sort of kind of coming out more side by side. Some of them a bit more on the side of them, some of them a bit more on the end of them. But it's all going to look good because it's going to look nice and natural. Can you see that? Just very simple design with the freshwater pearls on there. We can come back and we can add more beads in there if you want to. So we can always dress up the design even more. And just keep going through the next and the next. And just making sure every time I'm going through, that I'm going through the right direction, because I'm snaking from right to left and left to right. There we go. And coming back on that one. Just very simple. I think that looks really nice. We could come back and add more crystals in between if you wanted to. I'm taking another sip of my Coke here. The weather was so nice out today, but it was really breezy, quite breezy down the seafront. So that we were riding our bike all the way up and down. I love riding along the seafront. It's just so nice and peaceful. There were a lot of people bad, but not too many. So it was quite nice. And it was just nice too. Nice to go out with Lucy, just with my Lucy. Right, 3 more crystals. Richard saying, I have late. What have I missed? Nothing, lovely. We just started. So we are making one of from the pearls, which we designated. I am making just a little bracelet, just to ease us in. A very simple design, sort of stringing backwards and forwards, because the holes are going crossing this one. There's so many different things you can do. There's 2 holes on these ones. You have missed an announcement. So I'm moving the creation station from Sunday to Wednesday in June. So there is still one more next Sunday. And after that, it's going to be Wednesday. And I'm getting caught on this end. Let's just cut that off. After that, it's going to be Wednesday at 7 p.m. So the time doesn't change, just the day, because Sundays, like in the summer, we all coming and going and got things to do. And I think it would be nice to do it on Wednesday. And then for September, we might come back and do it on a Sunday again. So just let you know that one. Also, for the summer, I'm not sure how far ahead Scott set it up, but we're gonna be every single I almost said Sunday, but every single Wednesday we're gonna be focusing on a particular bead. So I do have, like, next week on the Sunday as well, we will be focusing on purple beads. The week after, we got this beautiful little petals, this little mix of petals, check beads. The week after that, I think it's pearls. Where's the hole on this one here? The week after that is pearls. There's quite a few different shapes of not freshwater, like normal glass pearls, but we don't really do much with it. And I thought we need to go through those and just see what we can make up. So I'm just coming up on the very last. I'm gonna go past my tail and up around in those crystals to strengthen them. And now we have got the decision to make. Are we gonna add more beads on top, or are we gonna add more to it, or are we gonna walk away? There we go, just pulling it nice and tight. Are we adding more? I'm just gonna stop there, because depending what we want to do, I might have to weave the thread back around. So let me know in the chat, are we adding more to the bracelet, or are we gonna leave this one like this? Do let me know in the chat, what would you like me to do? Joy's saying I always do 7-inch standard. I find that suits most people. I have got chunky wrist, Joe. So what do we think? Are we adding more, or are we gonna leave it like this? We could quite frankly add, hold on, I'm getting caught. Just pull it back up. It is caught on these crystals. We could add more on the top. So we could go back. We could even crisscross between the crystals, creating gaps here. We could add another larger bead if you wanted to, but I think I'm going to leave this as like this. Let me just zoom out a little bit. I'm going to leave it like very simple. So this is probably would be your number one. And there's so many pearls on the bracelet we cut up. You would be making a lot of these. Now these can be pearls, they can be 3mm crystals. Obviously these are size 8 seed beads. I wouldn't go down to size 6. If I did size 11s, I would make the gap smaller. There's so many different things you could do. If I had it 4mm bead, I could do 4mm bead, or perhaps 6mm as well, but then I would want only just one. I wouldn't add 3. Tracy's saying I'm going to add some 2mm fire polish to go along the edges of my candy beads. Yeah, that would look really good as well. So I'm going to pop this to the side. I'm actually, let's go back and knot this together. And I'm going to pop it to the side, and we're going to start. I'm going to grab some size 11 seed beads as well, and we're going to start adding more of a pattern in there. Just pulling this up so it doesn't go anywhere. Cut the end up. So because we have got these these crossovers, and I'm gonna grab some bicons as well, because we could do a bicon unit at the bottom and sew the pearl onto the top. There's so many different things we could do with them, but I think if you use some size 11 seed beads, we create some little stitches around it and include some pearls and some crystals. So there's another way how we can, if I'm gonna grab a larger crystal, and it's going to be a slightly different, the different way, but it's still going to be looking like little units. We're just grabbing I want foil a little bit too small. I want something bigger. So 6mm or 8mm I want. Let's get the whole tray here and put it behind. Oh, I got this nice color. How about that gold? I think, ooh, that would look nice. Might be slightly a bit too big, so you might need to downsize it one. I've got this beautiful copper color. This would look nice with it as well. But let's try that one. So I'm going to grab some seed beads. I am going to grab maybe something like gold. I think that would look nice with it. Make it really nice and rich with the gold. Or slightly tone it down with something like... No, I think I'm going to stick with the gold. The gold looks the best. I'm not going to go... Let's go with gold. And bicons I wanted. And I'm going to grab and put the bicons behind me as well. I have 6mm here. I'm going to try something with the bicons as well. So let's try this one first. So I'm going to grab my seed beads. This is 8mm crystal. Might be a little bit overpowering. I'm thinking, what have we got here? In 6mm. What do we think? Shall we stick with the 8mm, or do I need to go down to 6mm? Would the 8mm or the 6mm look better? Let me know in the chat. Which one do you prefer? 8mm or 6mm? And I've worked with that one. I'm perhaps thinking the 6mm would be better. The 8mm slightly a little bit too large. Just slightly. Oh, look at this nice color as well. There's so many nice colors in this one. We could go even darker. But I think we need to go down to that size. But what do you think? 6mm or 8mm? And then if I'm gonna go down to that size, I'm gonna grab slightly different color seed beads to go with it. Make it a bit more like a vintage looking. 6mm Rachel is saying, yep, we're gonna go with the 6mm then. So if you want to do something where we got seed beads and crystals and other bits and pieces, but we want to make them like little units. So we've been crossing backwards and forwards. I'm gonna put these gold ones away because the gold ones are not gonna go with this. Gonna use these ones. That's a nice color, I think, to go with it. It's got like a slightly of like a burgundy, not really burgundy, but oh, I don't know how to explain this color. It's a beautiful color. It's like a dusty. There is a very hint of burgundy in there, like a slight, tiny bit of hint. But it's mainly grey. Just trying to thread my needle. You know, when you have to thread it live on air, it's always the hardest. And there we go. And I'm going to pull this down to give us plenty of thread. So what have you been up this week? Let me know in the comments. If you got a question, please put a Q in front of the question so I know it's for me. Right, so taking some of these beautiful crystals off as well, off the strand. And there we go. So I'm going to come through the pearl. Let's start in the middle of the pearl. I'm going to pick up, let's try with 3 seed beads. 3 is our magic number tonight. A crystal and another 3 seed beads. And then I'm going to come back through the other hole on this pearl. You want to pick up 3 seed beads again. 1, 2, 3, another crystal, and another 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go back through my original hole I went through first. So we created a couple of little sort of sides to it with a little crystal. So now I want to get to, you know, let me just zoom in because you're so far away. Now I want to come out of the crystal to be able to add the next little unit. So see here, we're just kind of stepping it up because in this one, we didn't have anything in between. Now we're going to have a crystal in between the patterns. So I'm going to go through the seed beads, the 3 seed beads, and the crystal itself. Let's pull this nice and tight. The thread just looped, there we go. Seed bead and a crystal. Now I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pick up my next unit. Pull this down. And I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. The crystal. And another 3 seed beads. And I'm going to come back. From the other hole on this unit. Just going to sort of trying to keep it on the ground for you, but it doesn't really want to sit nice. I'm going to pick up another 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to come through this crystal here. So we got our second little unit on. So for next, I need to take my thread, follow the thread path I created and come out of the next crystal. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go through these seed beads and the freshwater pearl and the seed beads on the other side. And then I'm going to come out of the crystal. Again, we're doing very similar to what we did before in terms of look, but now we have got an extra bead in between. So I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pick up my next pearl. So I want the hole from that way to that way. And then I'm picking up 3 more seed bead, a crystal, and another 3 seed beads. And come back from the other side of that pearl. Lucy's saying I have been doing St. Petersburg with tile beads mixed up, so that had to start again. Always find a mistake at the end. Oh, Lucy, I do find sometimes a mistake at the end as well, and I'm the sort of person that I have to go back and undo it because like I can't sleep at night if I know there is a mistake on there. Isn't that silly? So I added my next unit, and I'm going to go along and keep adding the unit all the way down. Now, if you got the check cabochons, because you can just sort of go on one side, but you just need to make sure that the way how you're picking up those beads are always in the right order. Hold on, let me just move this camera down. Now I'm going to go up to the top and add another unit. I'm going to add another couple of units. I'm not going to go all the way to do it on the whole bracelet. We're just going to have this little swatch. But I'm going to come up and down, and I think we're going to strengthen it in a way. So I'm going to add one more unit. So through the crystal, I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads, then my pearl, and another 3 seed beads, and my crystal, and another 3 seed beads. Take these down. I'm going to come back through, just double checking what way I want that pearl to sit. Through the pearl. And then 3 seed beads and through the crystal. There we go. So imagine we have got a whole 8, like, or how many beads, how many pearl beads do we need, a length of bracelet, and then we come and add the clasp at the end. So I would add the clasp after, instead of picking up the crystal, I would pick up the clasp itself, go through the loop and add it that way. And then I would run up and down. So I want to add an extra seed beads, or maybe even 2 seed beads here on the sides, because I want to be able to take the pressure off of the crystals themselves. Because if we have a bracelet like this, when the crystal is sitting this way, as you're wearing it and pulling on it, can you see what happens? The thread is constantly rubbing against the very side of the crystal. So when I'm making something like this, I always like, I'm going to run up to the top to run back down, I always like to reinforce it. So I would, let's pretend that last crystal is our clasp. I would go through the clasp and I would come back down, go through my 3 beads and the 3 beads on the other side of the pearl. And then my thread just gets a knot and pull this through. And then instead of going into the crystal, if you wanted to, you could reinforce it that way as well. But instead of going to the crystal, I'm just going to pick up a seed bead and go through this side, and then the pearl and the next 3. Obviously we'll be swapping sides because the way how the holes are pearled. The holes are on the pearl, and when I pull this tight, can you see I'm just sitting a single seed bead in there on the top of the crystal. And repeat the same thing here. So I'm going to pick up a seed bead, go straight over the hole into those seed beads and add on the other side. So with this, once we come back on the other side, then we have to add it in here as well, obviously, because we don't want the wonky bracelet. You're going to have a more of a safe and secure bracelet, because this is what's going to be holding your bracelet up. The other one, the pattern we did, is great. The pattern is there, and that's good. But you reinforce by running through here. Evening, Debbie. I hope you're doing good. So I'm going to run around. So let's imagine this is our other clasp on this side, and then I'm coming back down, and now because I turned around and the way how the holes are in the pearls, I will be on the other side here. So I'm going to pick up a seed bead here, then jump over and go through the pearl. There we go, pulling it up. Make sure the bead sits nice and straight. And now I'm going to add another one in here. Teresa sent me a picture. I'm going to go and get that just in a sec and pull it in for all of you to see it. She's worked with candy beads. So candy beads, the holes are slightly different, but it's still a 2-hole bead and it's a similar shape. This I'm working with, they are freshwater pearls. They're just like a little special. I love freshwater pearls. So there we go. So there is our pattern number 2. If I wanted to, again, I could go back and add more bits of pieces on here. There is so much we could do. So in first instance, we did a very simple one, just some beads in between the pearls themselves. Second one, we added the crystals in. Right, let me have a look. I got a picture here from Celia. I'll bring that in just 1 second. Can I just pull this here? No, I have to. She's been busy with the Mia bracelets. So let's save that to downloads. And then I'm gonna pop over and get, there we go, get the one from Teresa. If it comes through, sometimes this one comes through and sometimes I can't see it. I might save image to downloads. There we go. Right, so I'm just gonna go and grab it. One, 2, 3. There we go. So I'm going to show Celia's picture off very quickly. She's been doing the Mia bracelets from last week. That's one. And is this the other one? This is the other picture. It's just a different angle. That's the better one probably. I love that you did it multicolor. I like that sort of they like go in stripes, jump from one up to another. And I really do love it. Well done. I love it. I love that bracelet so much that that sort of, I just love like the stitching comes together very quickly. We did this on a live last week on Totally. If anybody's interested, go back and have a look. Very easy, really easy technique. All right, so let me just take these pictures out, and this picture is from Teresa, and she sent, she's done it with the candy beads. You crossed over in the middle. We could do that as well. We could cross over in another bead. I kind of like the way how I crossed over. I kind of kept it a little bit simpler, so it's easier to go backwards and forwards. Did you go, Teresa, did you go all the way up and then you come down, or did you do it unit by unit? I love that you used some, looks like some crystals and some, are they seed beads on the side? And mix it up. Are they bicones? I think they look quite cool as well. It's really beautiful. Thank you so much for sending in. And anybody else, if you have got a picture you would like to share, please do send it in and I will show it off as well. So what are we going to do next? Sheila's saying, I have been making hoop Jubilee earrings and some national color earrings for Abigail's support staff theme. Come home from Poland in Lithuania. Oh, that's so nice of you, Sheila. I'm sure they're going to be loving it. Right, shall we try one more, something else? So how can we like take it to the next level? So we have got a simpler one. We got something which is, and actually I quite fancy that as a necklace as well. I think you could have it like a V-shaped necklace. So we could make something like where we have got them maybe in a V, some sort of V shape or some sort of little cluster. So my hole would go to there, and another one here, and then I could go in between. So we could have like little clusters of 3. I think that, well, 4. I'm thinking about the Mia bracelet, because in the Mia bracelet, you are putting 3 one together. Diane's saying she sent a picture earlier in the week. Let me have a look. Right, I'm gonna grab that as well and show it to everybody. So I can see what she has done is she's done the Mia bracelet, but instead of using pearls on the side, she have used crystals, and it looks absolutely beautiful as well. So let me just grab it before we start with this one. There we go. Let me just print that a little bit. So, oh, and you got pearls in the middle as well. So she has got pearls in the middle. Then she's got seed beads on the side. So when she was doing the 3 units together, it was 2 pearls and the seed bead to start with. Then it was always a pearl and a seed to going on the side. And then we have got the beautiful crystals on the side. I think that looks really good. I love it. I really do love it. Right, there we go. So let's have a go at this. I'm just gonna cut my thread here and I'm gonna start. So we're gonna make a little unit. So I know the holes are going across. So I'm gonna pick it up on my mat. I pick it up that way. So they don't turn around. So I want to go, that will go down there. And then I'm going to pick up a couple of seed beads, cross to this side. But then we need to cross to this side, or are we straight crossing to that side? Because the holes are crisscrossing in here, you kind of like need to think it through which hole you're going to have to jump to. I think I'm going to have to jump to this hole here. So I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. Let's see if 3 is still our magic number. Let me just push this up a bit more so you can see it. There we go. I think 3 will be, no, we're only going to need 5. 3 will be not enough. I'm going to pick up 5. Then I'm going to come through the hole from here. And we're going to go to this side. I'm going to go through this pearl here. Just going to pop my nail on top so it doesn't move. I'm going to pick up 5 seed beads again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to come from here. This hole is going to take us down to here and come through the next one. Oh, don't turn around. Or do turn around and I'll move you around. There we go. I'm going to pick up another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to come from this side. I'm going back into my original one what I have started with. Would 3 be enough? I'm thinking to give it a bit of an angle. And I'm going to pick up another 4. 1, 2, 3. No, not 4, 5. Did I pick up 4 here? Oh man, I just picked up 4. Will I be able to go back? Let's see. You should have said I picked up the wrong number of seed beads and now I did stitch through. I thought I'm going to be able to get away with it quickly just to take it back. But I went through the thread itself. Reverse, reverse. I picked up the wrong number of seed beads. So we had 5. And on the very last one I just picked up 4. Ooh, how about if we did it into a pendant and it would be more than 4. That would look good as well. Oh, there are so many different things you could do. Lorraine is here. Say hi, Kitty, and also we're late tonight. Not too very lovely. We are here, just beading away. I'm gonna come through when you wanna do your needle very, very quickly. I'm gonna grab another needle. I think the eye on that one is a little bit shut. When you use your needle a bit, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm gonna come through And I'm coming into this pearl here. And I'm going to pick up 5 here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to come from this angle. And I'm going to go into that pearl there. So now we got the choice. We could do so many different things. So I could either weave my thread around and come out this hole here and do a cross on the top. I think that would look really good as well. Or I could weave my thread around, add crystals in between here, then do a cross on the top, or at the same time. Let's do that. Let's do both. So as I'm coming out of there, I'm going to go through these seed beads here. Once I get to the end, I'm going to add, shall we add 6 mil in there, or I'm going to pop this back down on the mat, 6 mil, or I did pick up some bicones. Bicones will look quite nice in there as well, in the gaps, or we could add a couple of 3 mils in the gap. Maybe the 3 mils give it less of a, yeah, I think if we had a bigger one, which we could do, I think it will overpower it a little bit. So I've got 4 mils here as well. I picked up quickly the 4 mil, and I'm out of shot again. 4 mil is, no, I'm going to stick with the 3 mil. So the 3 mil, I'm going to pick up a couple of 3 mils. And 1, 2. I'm just going to go straight over and go through these seed beads here. On the other side, let's pull this nice and tight. I should have knotted my tail end and my working it together somewhere, but never mind. Once we go around, it will be nice and solid. So I just picked up 2 crystals, and depending on the size of the pearls, you like this is what the experimental between, obviously using freshwater pearls, because not every single one of them is the same size. So if I'm doing something like this, I would definitely like look at the sizing and group my best ones together. I think this would have worked really nice as a pendant as well, with more than 4 freshwater pearls in there. And I'm going to come through this very last one, pull this up, come into these seed beads, and then I'm going to cross into the middle by going through the pearl itself. And I'm going to pick up, I'm going to get to here on the other side. I'm going to pick up, let's say 3 seed beads. I'm going to pick up 1 crystal. Where's a crystal? And another 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. Just going to measure it here. I think that will be enough. So then I'm just going to turn this. As I'm coming out of this at the top here, I'm just going to go through this one here. And this time I'm going to turn and go through the crystals. Or it doesn't matter whichever way. I need to get to this hole. So I'm going to go to the crystals and the pearls. No, the crystals and the seed beads. There we go. And then come in through this one. I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to come through this crystal. And then pick up another 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. And come through from this hole here. It doesn't actually matter which way you go. And then we have got our little unit. And you could either make this as a middle of a bracelet, you could do it sort of, add a few of them together. I think they would look really, really good. I very quickly want to try what happens if you use more than 4. If you use 3 or if you use 5 or 6. Because I think it would make a really nice pendant as well. A really nice sort of size. What do you think? Let me just come and catch up with the comments. I started saying 6mm. That was for the bead on the side. I think if you still have the photo I sent you of the Rose Meadow wedding set, can you show it if you want? The wedding was wonderful. Oh, Isla, you're gonna have to tell us all about it. Let me just look if I got you with the photo. Yes, I have. I'm gonna show that off because that was some beautiful work you done there. I was, it was like, for me as a designer, it was like a proud mommy moment. There we go. I'm bringing the picture in. So Isla, this pattern was from the Bead Club. We're doing these beautiful beaded roses, and she made a whole bunch of them to go with her dress. She went to a wedding and she made the earrings, she made a hair comb, she even made a bracelet, she made some roses to go on the front of her bag. It was like the whole set together, and it was really, really beautiful. I just think yeah, it was very, very nice. Although Isla, we haven't seen a picture you wearing them all. That's what we need next. That's what you need to send next, or just pop into the Bead Club group. I would love to see a picture you wearing all these beautiful jewelry what you have made. Well done, very well done. I love it. I really do love it. Right. Shirley saying, had craft fair yesterday, wasn't very busy. Think people were watching, they spending this year. I think the weather was really good as well, and everybody was out because yesterday was the first really sort of nice-ish warm day. Right, so I'm just looking at the time as well because I'm gonna have to go and still sort bits out. But I really want to try how would it look like if we had 3 of these together or 5 of them in a row. I'm just going to pop it down onto my mat and just have a look. I think if we just had 3, that's crossing that way, that crossing that way, come back there. Oh, actually the 3 probably works out quite nicely as well, and then we could add another 3 on there, so you could have like little triangles. Let's try the 3. I need another piece of thread, and then we see what we can add in between. Just cut this. Sometimes just by taking a bead or adding a bead or taking one away, you create a complete different pattern. So next week we're going to be playing with the color speeds. So I'm going to come from here through, pulling this down, and I could actually, what if I didn't this time just line these up? If I came through, if I jumped through this hole here like that, I would come through that hole. I still would have to turn around. So if I jump to this hole, I'm still going outwards. So I still would have to add the crystals and the seed beads at the same time. So it doesn't matter what way I go. So I'm gonna, is that the right hole? Hold on. So I kept turning them so big. There we go. I'm going to come through here. I'm going to pick up my seed beads. I guess I could pick up the crystals as well and turn this way, because that's going to set. So I'm going to pick up 2 crystals. Now obviously you could do all sorts of different. Actually, let's pick up the bicone, because this is a try. I'm going to try the bicones in this one. Just have a 6mm bicone in there. So I'm going to pick up the bicone, and I'm going to come through the hole from here to here. Where's my hole? There we go. There's the other hole. That's fine. And that's the one I need to go through. And there we go. Am I right or am I wrong there? And then I'm going to pick up, there's still got 2 holes there, which we didn't go through, but obviously because it's only 3, not 4, yeah, that's fine. So then I'm going to pick up another bicone, and let me just move everything up. I so need to move that camera down, and I'm going to come back. And I'm going to turn, I'm going to pick up the seed beads there, because otherwise my pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my pattern is not going to work out. I'm not coming out of the right hole. Right, pulling this up. There we go. So I'm now this hole here, coming through that set, and then we are good. And now I'm going to pick up the seed beads here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go up through that hole. I pull this up nice and tight. I'm going to pick up another 3 seed beads. 1, 2, no, not 3, sorry, 5. And go up through this hole, which then gonna take me, is there a hole there? Gonna take me to the other side of the crystal. Where's the other hole on this? There we go. And I'm gonna have to sew that together with this hole, because it got 3. So 3 is not gonna work out as well as the 4. I can see that now. But I think it's still gonna work out, but we're gonna have to do a bit of maneuvering to get that. We shouldn't have added the crystals. I should have gone with the seed bead right there, and I think it's twisted, so it's gonna have to be a little bit of a work on it. So I'm gonna come through these seed beads. I'm gonna have to play with this, because I like this idea, but I think this will need a proper sit down, and that crystal shouldn't be there. Was the crystal I picked up first? Yes, so I can actually, I'm going to cut the tail. If I can pull the tail through, and I can get rid of that crystal quite easily. That's good. We got rid of the crystal. So we got, yeah, that's better. The crystal was confusing. So we got our, now, maybe it wasn't big enough. Maybe we need 2 on the top. Yeah, I think that was it. It wasn't big enough. We need not just 1, but we're going to need 2 in between. So let's have a look. I'm going to go through these seed beads. I'm actually going to come through the pearl as well and get to the next, just to sew around a little bit because it's a little bit loose. So I'm going to come through that pearl. That's it. I can pull on it better now. And then through this through the seed beads themselves. And then I'm going to pick up 2 crystals instead of just one. I think the problem was the one was pulling it in too much. Rogue thread alert. Get rid of that rogue thread. And then 2 bicones coming through the seed beads on the other side. Another 2 bicones. And these seed beads. And finally, the last 2 bicones. And then coming through those seed beads to completing our unit. There we go. I think that's quite nice as well to have a triangle unit, and then from here I would build the next unit. So the next lot, if I wanted a bracelet, they would be sitting sort of kind of right there, and I would probably link up like they would be crystals here. Well, maybe not. Maybe we don't need the crystals. Maybe instead of the crystals on the next unit, we would just have the seed beads. That could be possible as well, and just have the seed beads on that side. That would look very nice as well. So let's just have a look what we have done tonight. So we went with a very simple design. Zoom out a tiny bit just to string them up, and then we started crossing over in them. Then we did a little sort of 4 clustered together, and then the 3. I'm gonna have like if I have a little time between now and next week, I am going to sit down and have a little bit more of a play with this, because I really do love these beads. Maybe if I had a base, some sort of base, and adding them onto the top as well would be great, like a hugs and kisses bracelet. But I'll have a little play for you for next week, and I can show it in for you. If any of you have make anything with these, please send a picture to me so I can show it to everybody else next Sunday. Next Sunday. Next week is still Sunday. The week after we will be Wednesday at 7 p.m. So I'm moving the Sunday to Wednesdays just to give everybody a bit more of a weekend really. And all throughout the summer we're going to be Wednesday, and hopefully, well, we'll see. If we like the Wednesday, we might keep the Wednesday from September as well, but from September we can go back to the Sunday. So we see how we're going. So please have a little play and let me know what you kind of come up with. Instead of the crystals, we could just had seed bead loops here. That could have worked as well. There is so many different sort of opportunities like you could have with beads like this, because they're good for so many different things. We could have grabbed some super jewels and like do some little stringing with some super jewels and add other bits of pieces in there. So if you have a play this week and make something, please send me a picture so I can show it off to everybody. Now next Sunday we are working with the color beads, and have I got any here? Let me just grab you some. There are some just right here. I was looking, but probably we had a very good move around. Yeah, there we go. We had a very good move around with Leanne the other day. So with these ones, they got 2 holes on them as well. So one hole is that way, and the other hole is this way. So we're gonna be working with these next week. Now, because we go working with different beads every single week now, some of them you might have in your stash. So that's why for the summer, I'm just going to go through each week. We're going to be working with something. And I want to go through all the different size and shapes of pearls. Like not so much of size, because round pearls we all have at home, and like we can just substitute it in for things, because round pearls you can use round crystals or you can use something else. But the different shapes, like the drops, and we had a tubular shape and all lots of pieces, just to have a little play with them. So next week we're going to be playing with these colors beads, but do keep some of these ones if you have them on the side and you have a few left, just do keep it on the side or just pop in a box, because then I know that, like, you know, we can come back, and if we need to grab a couple, we can always grab it from previous week's project. And you know, all of you, I know you have at home seed beads galore, and some, I'm not going to be putting like kits together for the summer. We're just going to be individual beads, and let's have a look what's in the stash, and start using bits and pieces up from the stash as well throughout the summer, because I like, you know, not everybody's around every single week, so I just think we're doing something easier. Right, everybody, have a beautiful week. I'm going to sign off, and I am on Wednesday. Natalie's with you tomorrow, and totally I'm on Wednesday, and I'll be back Sunday night, next Sunday night at 7, and then after that I'll be back on Wednesday as well. Everybody have a